I'm gonna watch a scene, I'm gonna react to it, we're gonna watch it together. So yeah, let's dive into it. Just one scene, let's do it. Playing. Okay, he's got a plate, salad, baby spinach, it's dry. And she doesn't have one. She doesn't have a salad or baby spinach. Oh, and she's smiling at him. She likes watching him. Okay, he's done eating it. He's putting it on top of files, and it fell. And she thought it was cute and funny. All right.
If you've ever seen this guy before, his name is Neil Breen. He uses Breen screen, he frequently uses and destroys Breen screens, and he eats Breens.
I mean Breens. I mean Breens. I mean Greens.
You are probably already aware, but just in case, I'll tell you that Neil Breen is beloved in the so bad it's good genre that many know, love, and love to laugh at. And yeah, I mean, watch the rest of this scene.
All this time, I haven't been working on my next book. I've hacked into the most secret government and corporate secrets. The most secret.
You know, and I feel a little bad for dragging the cinematic form because, you know, when it comes down to it, did these people intend to make bad movies? Like when I was a child and I would venture out to make epic directorial video projects and, you know, I expected them to be brilliant or at least watchable. I'm gonna go cry now.
They were not good. They were bad, very bad. Do these filmmakers intend to make bad movies? Well, that's actually a pretty difficult question to answer. In her article, The Worst Movies of All Time, Dr. Becky Bartlett argues that it's very difficult to know why a movie is made in a particular way, as, quote, intentionality is a notoriously complicated, slippery concept. But she also says that, quote, bad films draw attention to this through the often extreme disparities between attempt and outcome. Because, yeah.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
I mean,
now, in my humble opinion, Neil Breen is very much an auteur in the sense of the definition, which is the theory of filmmaking in which a director is viewed as the major creative force in a motion picture. Neil Breen has a catalog of films that include a style all his own, which happened largely because of him and his vision. And yes, I mean, because of him. He has similar overarching themes that are repeated over and over again throughout his entire film catalog.
you know, like something, taking down the government or people in power, something, you know, I has superpowers now, something, savior to the United States or humankind. You know, the most basic storylines that are not difficult to show in cinema at all, not high concept. I am completely being sarcastic.
Now, typically when film auteurship is argued for, more traditional film directors are often cited, such as Hitchcock, Tarantino, Nolan, or insert other white dude director here.
P.S. So I finally saw Oppenheimer.
Dr. Becky Bartlett suggests that bad films also allow us to consider issues of authorship in cinema. Auteurist interpretations often underpin cult reception, and bad movie appreciation is no different. Auteurism can help us to construct a romanticized fable around certain filmmakers who become recognizable cult personalities.
Okay, so back to the Greens.
telling you, this scene thrives because of the details. And man, that is some good looking, super plain, green, wholesome baby spinach. I mean, gosh, isn't it beautiful? Fibrous, crunchy, gorgeous. Anyway, yeah, the details. Yeah.
I mean, I've been enjoying Neil's films for years. Like, I mean, I'm what you could call like a true fan, like not trying to gatekeep or anything, but I just like need you to.
Before Neil Breen hit the scene, like many humans on this earth, I loved Tommy Wiseau's The Room, and before The Room, the terrible E.T. ripoff Mac and Me.
Something in terrible films has resonated with me for a long time, but why? And also, why doesn't the United States offer basic health care for all? I mean, sorry, I thought we were just asking questions.
Sure, bad movies are hilarious, but is that it? Is there another reason that we come back for more? Something on a deeper level?
Yes, I forgot about Ryan's presentation, and yes, it would have been nice to do well with the first presentation that he'd given me. But you know what else would have been nice? Winning the lottery.
I've been rewatching The U.S. Office recently, and it has something in common with all of the bad movies I love. Cringe comedy. When we watch well-produced cringe comedy, we are in on the joke with the creators and the storytellers of the film, movie, or sketch. They're saying, hey man, this is something you're supposed to cringe at. Have fun. Love my story because I love you, because you bought a ticket, because you paid your streaming service fee. Keep watching, please. I have a hamster named Fred. Mark Hyde-Knudsen wrote about this, and he came to a pretty interesting conclusion. He argues that from an evolutionary perspective, cringe comedy basically allows us to practice experiencing humiliating worst-case scenarios and the emotions that might come along with them. So when Michael Scott says,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
it makes us go,
Sounds like an adjacent idea. Catharsis.
Catharsis was an idea in ancient Greek theater that you could basically purge an emotion by watching a tragic play.
I can't help you out of this one, Jill. With all we've been through, I can't pull you out of this one.
Feeling the catharsis, feeling the cringe, feeling the burn, whatever you're feeling, I just want to know how this relates to how we enjoy and experience bad movies as well.
So, cringe comedy in a well-produced show like The Office is intended to create that feeling in us as viewers. But what about when we watch a film that was presumably intended to be a hard-hitting drama or action film and we still feel the cringe? I would argue that we don't cringe at the characters in the way that the creator intended. We cringe at the creators of the piece instead. But is there something more to it? Mehmet Sari describes how we do not enjoy bad films in the same way that we enjoy a great movie with masterful execution. Sari describes how in a normal good film experience, we may feel fictive emotions at what happens to the characters in the film, which are the illusion of being present in the fictional world. A few weeks ago, I rewatched The Babadook. Mild spoilers for the next 2 seconds. I teared up at the end of the movie because I experienced the journey of this family, their grief, their pain, their loss, and their ability to heal. I'm not crying. You're crying.
And this is common. You know, like, I think that we can all agree upon the fact that when Bella lost Edward in the Twilight saga New Moon, and he started appearing to her as this weird, sexy, elusive force ghost throughout the film, that it's hard not to feel the emotions of a teen girl missing her 107-year-old vampire boyfriend. It's just...
Close your eyes.
Sorry describes a secondary form of emotional enjoyment in regards to film. He states that artifact emotions are all of the emotional responses that can be solicited directly by the artifactual status of the film, as opposed to the content of the fiction. We kind of enjoy the Neil Breen film for being the film it is, rather than necessarily being immersed in a story like The Babadook or Twilight.
It's the fluorescence.
He also goes on to say that we can experience Schadenfreude when we watch a film like Breen's. We've already talked about how Neil Breen loves to do all the jobs on his films, or credit himself for all the jobs on his films. But let's take a look at the stories he writes. He often casts himself in savior-esque roles where he is a super protagonist. In Fateful Findings, he saves humanity from corruption in government and high-level business by way of hacking and blowing the whole thing wide open, baby. In Twisted Pair, he is some sort of AI guy, I think? And he's trying to save people again, In I Am Here, now, he's literally a god who is ready to punish humanity for their sins and reward the good ones. Sort of. Now, Sorry says that feeling Schadenfreude at a bad film may have several reasons. The most visible reason is that the bad qualities of the film and/or the selfish narcissism of the filmmaker are getting their comeuppance. Viewers practically experience a sort of malicious joy in watching a bad film. It almost becomes a contest of how many awful features or bizarre moments they can discover. And P.S., I don't think any of us are qualified to say that Neil Breen is an actual narcissist. I really hope he's not. I mean, the man is pretty elusive, so what would we know? But he did cast himself as a literal god. In a 2010 article, Emily Anthes describes how Schadenfreude is also experienced as a way to bond or express group loyalty. Which, yeah. So then, do we watch bad films for the Schadenfreude, for the cringe, or just for the laughs? My answer is yes. I think when it comes down to it, bad movies capture something about humanity, our hopes, our dreams, and artistic aspirations, but they also tell us a lot about the people in our culture who we resent. Insecurities. Why do these people have so much confidence? And more importantly, why don't I cultivate that same confidence, or at least 10% of that same confidence, within myself? We feel satisfied when attempts fail, or at least fail in our eyes. Overall, bad movies help us process our emotions about being human in kind of inverted ways from the traditional cinema, and give us the opportunity to laugh a little bit along the way. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my God.
Live, love, laugh. Am I right? Have a little chuckle. Enjoy your life.